Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Solar Factory. Yes, I'm still trying to get better at, for the want of a better term, better at, more efficient at making these episodes, making them a bit more shorter. The last one was over an hour and a half. That's way longer than I want it to be. So we'll see how we go with this one. But yeah, back onto what we're doing this week. So this week, this episode, we're going to try. We've obviously got this set up, so we've got our single input belt coming in from all of those half dozen or so belts, coming to here, splitting through this manifold style setup and feeding into individual containers here. So this is going to be one side of our storage center. There's going to be another 11 on the other side. Then we'll have other levels as well. And probably what I'll end up doing is making that this level will be the primary level where you'll do most of the most common things. Then we'll go upper levels will have the less common things. So this has basically proven the idea of having this setup. So we're using a series of programmable splitters in here. So everything goes to the left. 4 things go to the left, 1 goes straight forward into that, and then each one of these lets one material go right, the rest of them go straight through until you get the end on where you've got nothing, only overflowing going left, and the very loud awesome thing is getting everything else into it. So this is basically proven that this will work. So the final thing, we're going to leave this alone. We'll set this up more as we go forward. But for what we're going to do now, we're going to have to undo all of this splitting stuff. Actually, I might leave that in place for the time being. But ultimately, all this splitting will disappear. We'll just take them straight across there without those splits. And all the initial splits that we want to actually need to do for each of these conveyor belt runs will be done under here. So under here we've got a whole bunch of obviously items being produced. We've got concrete, we've got MEVI modular frames, we've got heat sinks, what else have we got? That's raw materials. We've got raw quartz crystal, we've got fuse modular frames, cooling systems, silica, I think that's silica, yeah, silica, aluminium casing. So we've got a whole bunch of things that we're going to ultimately split, but we'll split them from their primary output point into a single belt that will run on the very bottom of this whole setup. So what that means is we're going to adjust this a little bit. So what we're going to do today on this episode primarily is redirect these 3, probably on a level 2, so essentially on this level, and they're going to go straight through. So let's have a look. All these splits will disappear, they won't be there anymore. Okay, so that's those 3 there, we've got those 2 there. Okay, so we've got cable coming in there, and we've got rotors coming in there. Okay. Rotors are going to there and cable is going to there. So cable sending goes on the outside of that. Could be, yeah, okay. So cable ultimately, let's go. The cable could just come into here ultimately and go that way and go to there. And then I might bring those... So it doesn't matter what I do, I think I'm going to end up with having to redirect a lot of these production. Alright, we might put them on the third level. These. Might bring these down to the third level. So I think we'll bring those two in. These two in. So what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 things. So they're just going straight out of there because they go into the turbo motors. I need to think of how I'm going to path all these and not trip over myself with crossovers and bits and pieces, so I'm going to go away and think about that and come back with a plan. Okay, so we've still got remnants of the old runs there, but I've got them now moved across to the right. As I'm not putting the splitters on these individual belt runs, I can now fit a lot more on each level. So I've now got them right next to each other. So I've got the fuse, modular frames, cooling system, rubber, all coming in. Come into here. This joins the original location where it used to come in. It used to actually come in on this side, right hand side. Now it comes to the left. Splits across as well and goes up to that one. And the fuse modular frames basically take the same path, sort of, bit of a left kink there, but we'll fix that later. And the cooling system goes straight into the existing splitter that splits them to somewhere else as well. One uses both of them. Anyway, doesn't matter, two things use them. So they're basically done. So I've come to the far end where that starts. To-do list. How do I get rid of that? Let's go now. Okay. So we still have the plastic crossing over it and going up to plastic. We'll move that at some point. Not fussed by that at the moment. There's the cooling systems coming out of there. Fuse modular frames come out of over there. And the rubber just basically comes straight in. The rubber comes from the far side of the environment. It's not made here. And it goes straight down there. Down to there. So there's still remnants of the existing runs here. They've got some conveyor belt poles and stuff. So we'll clean them up over time. That's the first bit of that done. So what we'll end up doing is this is on the 4th level, so it's not quite... I would have liked to have been on the 3rd one, but it made more sense to put it on the 4th one. So we may in fact put a splitter somewhere in here, or maybe even back there further, not too sure yet. And we'll bring that up and we'll add that to this area's output combined belt run that we're going to do, that will go into the storage area. And we'll put another splitter off there for the cooling systems and off the fused modular frames to join that same belt run. So that's all there is from this factory, or this end of the environment. Obviously we've got these are two in that are coming towards us. Sulphur starts way over the other side of that big building there. This was used for coal, but is now not, so that'll eventually get removed. So there's nothing else that needs to go from this factory area to the other factory area to feed stuff. That's all been done. So then now the things that are left here is to do the combined belt run to the storage solution. So we'll do that in a later session. So now the next little trick is to, you can see I've got things left over from the dismantling. That's fine. Is we've got, coming from this area in front of us, we've got computers, smart plating and radio control units in front of us there. Get rid of that. Oh, I haven't got enough space to do that. That's why I'm getting all of the little storage containers, little storage boxes coming up. And we've also got cable. And somewhere back there, I think we've gone past it, is I think we've also got some rotors coming in. Yes, we've got rotors coming in here. We've then got radio control units, smart plating and computers, those three. Then here we're joined by cable and supercomputer. So they're the next ones to bring in. We'll probably bring them all in on level, at least level 3, whereas this is 4. You can see the radio control units just come into here. So they might be the one we do. Yeah, I'm not too sure. The remainder of the ones actually go beyond that. And go beyond that. So that might be where we just bring the radio control units in on the 4th one in from the outside. So we'd have, doing the same order, so supercomputers, computers, smart plating, radio control units. And then we'll see, but in fact what we actually want is the radio control units on the outside, because they'll be the first to break off. I'm not too sure how I'm going to have to redo that. Okay. Yeah. Past layout decisions are coming back to haunt me, so that's all what this game's about. So then they go into... So computers go up there and then join that. So they could come in on a different level. There's nothing stopping me from bringing that in on different levels. Because it actually ultimate goes in there. So that's actually coming in on level 2. It's actually way over. So it's actually coming in there. Yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just put... This we've actually got. Right, so there's our. Come over. Oh, that's close. There's the 4 levels we've got. So we've got. So if computers actually ultimately come up here anyway, we could bring them in on this level somehow. Just mean having to read. Okay, I'll have to think about that one, but we shall see what we can do. So next level is to try and repath some of these so that we can actually get them in and not have them all crossing over and all sorts of wonderful things, but that's the next little challenge. So I'll come back when I've had an idea about that. Alright, so cable and rotor have now been repathed, I guess is the term to use. So now, instead of coming out roughly where the cable sign is there, and the rotors were coming out sort of roughly where the reticle is, sort of in there, we've now got them sort of coming, this one the cable does a couple of things actually. So cable comes out of there and then it's split three ways. One of the ways was going basically from here straight out there. Now does a left hand hook and comes down here. Rotor was coming out of here and basically going straight through me to the other side out that way. It now does a left hand hook as well and ends up going that way, both along there, and we'll join them in a moment. Last one we've got to do now in this little set of three is rotor control units, which are coming out there, which come out here. So we're just going to remove this lifter and that, and redirect them this way, and then we'll come out and we'll do the usual turn that way, and we'll come along here. So coming along, come along here. Come along here, out there. Right, there we go on this stretch. And now they do join in. Where was it? There, so we get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that, and turn that way. You'd OCD when it comes to that. And come along about there and do that. I've got that straight. Yep. Alright, what I say we're about to kick in. Right, so let's get back up into here. What's that? Oh yeah, turbo motor, okay. That one here, 'cause I'm not too sure. Okay. It does appear to be going the right way. This must make 2 a minute or something, or 2 each time. It's making 5 a minute. It does make 2 each time. Okay. And it's running 100%. Cool. Right, so that is basically that. So we've now got cable and rotors coming out there and coming along here, coming into this part of into what is the second level of the belt, coming along here, and then rotors going in there, cable going in that one, and rotor control units into this one. Right, so next episode, well, that'll do enough for episode 21, but episode 22 will have these things dealt with. So actually, I might just actually, before I go any further, just dismantle all of these belts with the rotor control units on it, and then I'll feed them back into the machine that makes them, and that'll put them back on the new belt. Do them in 25 at a time, because I actually put in 50, it actually stops this thing from constructing for a bit. That's why it's dropped to 98%. So put in 100, put in a full stack of 50, and it actually stops the machine from running for a few moments. So it'll take a few minutes for it to get back up to 100% once it sort of readjusts. Okay, so that's going to feed that belt back in. That's probably going to hopefully... Where's it getting to? No, it's getting to there. Okay, cool. Right, so that's done. So the next part is we're going to have smart plating, computers, and supercomputers all coming out in there as parts. So there probably isn't scope to bring them down on this level, but we can probably bring them down on the next level, because what we'll then want to do is figure out where they go. Okay, so they're all going. Okay, so there's supercomputers are there, smart plating is there, and regular computers are Okay, they're there. Okay. So I'm thinking that based on that, if we were to bring them on the third level, they could all come in basically somewhere. Just zoom this through until we hit that. So we're bringing these three in, basically in line with these three on these three here on the next level. Bring them into here. Supercomputers are there anyway, as you can see they're there, so they'll just go straight that way. Smart planning is there. We just flip that inbuilt input around, and computers are going up there and into there, so we can just basically bring it up somewhere into here and just turn it that way, or keep it on the same level, go all the way through and take it straight up into where it needs to be. So we've got a couple of options there. So that'll be the next little one to do, is bring those three in. So we'll have a go at them in the next episode of Solar Factory. Is it actually empty? Yeah, so weird graphical bug happening there. Well, that build is actually empty. If I dismantle mode, you see it's just got the 28 alclad sheeting parts, but the rubber that's actually visually in the belt is not able to be sort of taken back, so it's a really odd bug that. I'm not too sure what's actually causing that. Might do something. Get onto the various wiki sites about it to see if that's a known issue. Alright, so this is the existing belt runs that I've done. No, that's not right, that's the new ones. Starting to stack up a bit, which is good. That's good. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, so get rid of that and that. Alright, I'm going to pick up these boxes. But that'll be for now. So we've redirected a good couple of belt runs. I think we've got a plan for the rest of them that's going to work in terms of not tripping over other belts that I've already got and that sort of thing. I think that'll work. We'll do that in episode 22. But until then, this has been episode 21 of Solar Factory. Thanks for watching. Until the next one, I'll see you later.